You're probably wondering, is something wrong? Maybe the presentation broke. Maybe the mic was off. Maybe she's nervous, she's scared, she's terrified. Or could this be one of those dramatic TED moments? Interesting, isn't it? That even silence demands interpretation. Now, if you knew me, you'd know that I was not always a loud person, and I'm not a silent person. When I started my career, I used to be very polite and nice and demure and proper. I did my job really, really well, but I didn't want to stir things up or ask too many questions in any way. And many, many years ago, I got the opportunity to direct this amazing festival that allowed me to bring in these incredible people from all over the world as speakers that we can all learn from and listen to. And pretty quickly, I realized that all of them had one thing in common. They did not sound like everyone else. Some of them were loud, like me. Some of them were super quiet and shy. Some of them were awkward. Some of them were brilliant. Some of them were so weird that they made the entire room feel so uncomfortable until it made everyone think. And these people were so different from everyone else. Some of them were the people who went to jail for what they believe in. Some of them were super powerful. Some of them were inspiring. Some of them were trailblazers, the first in their field. We had some of the wildest creatives. We had some of the most awarded ones, the most efficient ones. We had a robot. We had a cowboy, we had futurists, we had a whistleblower and a philosopher, we had a neuroscientist, a psychologist, a president, a cyborg. We even had a guy who draws penises and vaginas for a living, and also a guy who sold piss. Not even kidding. What can I say? I learned from the best. And again, what I learned was that the most interesting people in the room were rarely the most polished ones, but they were always the least average ones. So I stopped doing average things even more when it mattered, whenever I could. And the project that I was a part of became even louder, bolder, and unapologetic. So at a certain point, we organized a business photo shoot in suits, in a pool, on floaties. We organized a gala award show on the beach. I actually wanted it to float in the sea, but budget constraints. We organized conference talks at midnight. We organized a workshop near the Rastoke waterfalls. We had so many controversial speakers. Just remember the guy who sold piss. We had people, these leaders that were #1 in the entire world globally, DJ at a club at 3 a.m. like there is no tomorrow. We organized our yearly assembly, that thing where you present your results and spreadsheets and plan for the next year, in black tie. We gave out awards and certificates as these traditional handkerchief doilies. We had dogs in the audience. We also had penises and charts. And this is the last time I mention a penis, I promise. And all these ideas were just a few that I can mention on this stage. And were all of them perfect? Yes! No, they were not. Some of them were brilliant. Some of them were educational. Some of them were, could we get sued for this? And the others were, thank God we had a plan B ones. But none of them were average. And that is what made people remember us. And have the courage to be remembered. To be weird and awkward and different. To try that thing that will maybe even fail spectacularly. Because that's gonna happen sooner or later anyways, right? Rather than just do the same things all over again and be nice and predictably. And it does not help anyone. It does not help a client. It does not help a career. Doesn't help anyone, and definitely not a TED audience. And since all good talks, TED Talks, love some good takeaways, here are a couple of mine. Be allergic to average. If everyone agrees with you, you're probably not saying much. If you're doing the same things that everyone else is doing, your project probably won't be the best one there is. But none of us can do that anymore because now we are all allergic to average. Be louder than your doubt. Fear never made a great idea. Experiment and be creative. This part is important though. Always have a plan B. Depending on the idea, depending on the risk, have a plan C, D, Z, you know, the alphabet has many, many letters. Just don't let fear pull you down and push things further and forward. Let's all be smart and efficient and productive, but don't sound like ChatGPT. I mean, we can all tell by now, right? People so often mistake AI's polish for power. And last but not least, be loud in what you believe in, but kind in how you go about it. Bravery and courage and honesty are some of the best qualities a person can have. But without being nice and kind in how you go about it, they can turn into cruelty in a second. Let's just be nice to people. Be anything but average. Truly think about it. Average never gave a good idea. It never organized a successful project. It never made a client happy. It never helped your love life. It definitely never got you a raise or a promotion. And it definitely never got you to give somebody else a raise or a promotion. It was always just there. So the next time you face a moment, and I mean any moment in private life or in a work setting, when you refuse to be average, stand for what you believe in. And I actually mean stand up, please. Good. You are far from average. Remember this moment. You did not stand up for me. You stood for you. Thank you.